been in the market for looking for a new home for about a year and a half. And so I was just on Zillow looking at homes. I had got in contact with a real estate agent, and I started viewing homes just to kind of get myself familiar with the process. So I started looking at a couple of homes, just like going in, and I was reading a lot of books as well. And so when the time came, I had been doing a lot of work in Pleasant Hill, like with residents and community members living here in Pleasant Hill. And so I've also been, since 2018, been doing my own project here in Pleasant Hill as well. And so I thought, what better place to live than in the Pleasant Hill neighborhood. And so since I was in touch with the people who were doing this home buying process, they're actually building a number of houses in Pleasant Hill. So tearing down some of the properties that have been in severe blights, and then doing new construction on top of them. They're doing that on both sides of the bridge. And so, yeah, I got in contact with them and started looking at some of their properties. And I found a house across the street from a woman that I know and love. So I was like, you know what? I think that's the one. And they said I could actually, since I came in early on the process, I could actually also help with the building process part of it as well. So I was working with another woman to look at building a house in closer to downtown Macon. And we had sort of started this conversation right before COVID-19. And then when I got back with her after COVID-19, she said they actually stopped building houses because the prices, I don't remember if she said were 3 times as high, but they were significantly higher. So it was gonna mark up the price of the home, but also it was just not a good time for her to be building. So what I did learn was that the student loans would be deferred, and so that would impact the relationship of the debt to income ratio. And so it actually made it a better time to buy a home because that wouldn't impact it as much. And then also the mortgage rates were going to be a little bit lower. And so the only thing was, because of where the neighborhood that I bought my home, the mortgage rates process is a little different because this is a CRA neighborhood, Community Reinvestment Act neighborhood. And so they are doing whatever they can to get people to invest in these neighborhoods. For me, this will be, as far as I can think back, I'll be the first homeowner in my family that I can think of, period. Back to my mom, grandmother, that type of stuff. And so it really means a lot because when we talk about racial equity and social justice and what that means for communities like Pleasant Hill, it's really important to not only just talk about like generational wealth, but be able to like put those things in practice. So it's really important. I love what Mosaic Development and Macon CEA are doing with ensuring that people in Pleasant Hill, when they see these houses, it's not that it's something that's unattainable for them. It's something that anybody can actually be able to participate in the home buying process. And I feel like I'm also one of those persons. I came from a neighborhood just like this. We're in the middle of like government housing as well, and like that's my background. That's where I'm from. And so to be able to now have done all this work and to be able to like purchase a home, it means a lot, like not just for me, but like for like my past generations, my mom who's no longer with us, my grandmother who's no longer with us. I just know that like everything that I've done has been because they have been able to raise me into being who I am. And so for me, it's their house. Like they put in the work for this. It does mean a lot to me.